Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. Don't do that. Whoever wears it becomes a demon. How do you know? Because it says here, whoever wears it becomes a demon and an instrument of evil. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Gersh, and this week we are doing another movie review. This is Demons, released in 1985, directed by Lamberto Bava and produced by Dario Argento, based on a story by Dardano Sacchetti, and screenplay written by Argento and Lamberto Bava as well. Featuring another awesome score by Claudio Simonetti of Goblin fame. And obviously Goblin did several of the Dario Argento films, as well as Claudio Simonetti did a few on his own as well. So, this film, Demons, is just nuts. It's a great, metal film, very rock and roll, I would say. Because the soundtrack features a lot of rock and metal tunes from, Motley Crue, Accept, Billy Idol in one scene. Yes, it has White Wedding in this movie. And the scene that White Wedding is featured in is this group of punk rockers sniffing coke from a can of coke. Yes. Oh, man. Love that scene. It's hilarious. So the film stars Natasha Hovey as Cheryl, who is a young college student. And when we first meet her, she gets off the train and she's being stalked by this weird dude, and he's stalking her through the train station. It's almost like that scene in Maniac, when he's chasing the girl through the train station. But he just turns out to be this dude who looks like Phantom of the Opera, by the way. And he hands her this ticket to Metropole Theater, which is a movie theater in town. Big, gothic-looking, beautiful, old theater. And, and then she says, can I have another one for my friends, And her and her friends also go to the Metropole Theater to watch a movie. And I hope it's not a horror movie. I hate horror movies. Obviously, it's a horror movie. The film also stars Fiorio Argento, who is a daughter of Dario Argento. She was also in Phenomena and The Card Player as well. A couple Argento movies. So the film also stars Greta Giancarlo as Rosemary, who is the first one infected in the film. Now what happens once they all gather around the theater, and it's all these group of interesting characters. You got a pimp and his two prostitutes. You got a blind man and his cheating lover, who some random dude goes up to this girl and starts copping a feel, and next thing you know, she's making out with him behind the dressing room area. And then you got Cheryl and her friends, her group of friends. One of them's Hannah and George. So they start watching this movie, and the movie is about this group of teenagers, and they stumble onto the remains of Nostradamus, the tomb of Nostradamus. And once they open the tomb in the film, all they find is this dusty old book and this demon mask. Really cool looking mask, by the way. And one guy, puts on the mask, And that's when the guy says the line I just did at the beginning of this review. And he gets a cut on him when he takes the mask off, and that infects him, you know. And he turns into a demon, and the same thing happens in reality to one of the girls in the movie theater watching the movie. So it's, you know, very meta, you know, it's got the whole movie within a movie thing, you know. And this was before Scream did it, you know, long before that. So I think Scream owes a little something to demons. There's even one scene where one of the girls gets infected and she's bleeding on her neck, you know, and she's standing in front of the screen, you know, bleeding. Reminded me very much of that scene in Scream 2 with Jada Pinkett there. I had to mention that. By the way, they are strategically placed movie posters of Four Flies on Grey Velvet, which is a film by Dario Argento. Shameless plug, Dario. Shameless plug. But yeah. So Rosemary, one of the prostitutes, finds in the lobby area there's a statue with dude on a motorcycle, and he's got a sword, and on the tip of the sword is this badass looking heavy metal mask. Very metal. So she puts on the mask and, you know, tries to scare her friends with it, you know. And she takes the mask off and it cuts her, you know. And that cut grows and it like is like a zit. It bursts and it pops like a zit, and there's like green blood all over her, and she starts freaking out, and, you know, her face starts changing, her eyes get yellow, you know, and her hands get these huge nails. They start getting really sharp nails, you know. She gets claws, basically. So she turns into a full-blown demon, and she starts picking people off one by one, infecting them and turning them into demons, and next thing you know, the movie theater is flooded with demons. It's like a zombie horde almost, you know. It's almost like a zombie apocalypse, but it's a demon apocalypse. There's one phenomenal gore scene when one of the girls turns into a demon and she gets whacked in the head by one of the guys, and she's laying there, and a demon comes out of her back, bursts through her back, and it's this really sick-looking demon with the sharp-ass teeth. Awesome. I gotta say, the practical effects in this movie are phenomenal. They're great. There's one scene when the girl first gets the demon teeth, you can see them slowly coming out, and then her real teeth start popping out of her mouth, and really, really awesome visuals, awesome gore effects and makeup effects. Whoever worked on this, bravo, you did a fantastic job. Excellent special effects. So if you guys love blood and gore and awesome gore effects and makeup effects, you are gonna love this movie. Even if you love slasher movies, there's a lot of slasher elements in here as well, because in the film that they're watching on the screen at the Metropole Theater, there's several slasher type killings with the butcher and the shiny ass butcher knife, you know, hacking young women up, you know. So yeah, this movie is awesome. You know, if you guys love Italian horror, this is probably the most fun Italian horror movie. Really, really fun. There's not a whole lot of character development, so don't expect a great plot with intricate characters and details. You know, there's no time for that. This is pure carnage, pure mayhem, you know. And like I was saying, the scene with the punks in the car is just so random, you know, and then they just happen to stumble upon the theater, look, oh, what's going on over there? And they decide to go into the theater, and that was a huge mistake. One of the punk girls, by the way, looks like Billy Idol as a female. So the blonde hair spiked to the ceiling. There's a lot of fun stuff in here. Like I said, great rockin' soundtrack and a great score by Claudio Simonetti. This movie is just pure fun, pure gore, pure mayhem. It's a splatter movie, you know, and excellent direction by Lamberto Bava. There's a lot of creepy, scary scenes loaded with great atmosphere, you know. This movie's awesome, you know, so I highly recommend Demons. I give it 2 devil horns or demon horns way up. So definitely run and grab Demons, directed by Lamberto Bava, released in 1985. Definitely grab the Synapse Blu-ray. There's actually a 4K version of Demons coming out from Synapse as well. So definitely run and buy it. And thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Urshan, in the Horror Corner. Tune in and stay scared.